Hello, welcome in on this fine May day today. The weather is so beautiful, but yeah, welcome to the Beatles salon where we give the best Beatles haircuts from any era that you may want. Yeah, so basically, we have a lot of complimentary stuff too, along with the haircut. We can have some snacks, drink some tea. Of course, first, before we do any of that, you'll have to decide what type of Beatles haircut you want. So, for some reference, I have some photos from their different eras, and I'll show them to you. You could pick out which one you want, and I'll try to model it, your haircut, exactly how the picture looks. But yeah, you have a lot of hair, a lot for me to work with, which is really good. So I'm gonna start bringing out some references. Before we do you want any tea, any snacks? Okay, well, I'll show you what we have. As far as tea goes, we have a couple options for you. We have this turmeric glow tea. And this tea is a blend of turmeric, lemon fruit, and green tea. So this one we have for you. We also have a chamomile tea, which is more gentle, soothing. It's caffeine free, so you don't have to worry about getting any jitters if you're prone to caffeine. So there's this tea. We also have a decaffeinated, also breakfast tea, which is very English if you decide to go that way. I always like the packaging. The teas come in when they're individually wrapped. Kind of a nice little little things you can just take and carry with you. We also have a decaf green tea if you like this. This brand of tea is personally my favorite. Twinings, very good. Now this tea is my personal favorite. It is Twinings green tea, pomegranate, raspberry, and strawberry. This one, so good. Usually if you aren't into super like bitter teas, this one's the right one for you because you don't even need to add like any sweetness to it, because the fruit flavor just comes out a ton, of course with a nice green tea taste. So there's this kind. The last one, which is also one I really enjoy, it is Lady Grey tea. It's a type of black tea, and this one is caffeinated. I believe these three are the only caffeinated ones. So if you want caffeine, choose these, and then choose these three if you do not want caffeinated. So I guess I'll help narrow it down for you. Would you like decaf or caffeine? Decaf or caffeine? Oh, sorry. Which one? Okay. Well, we can either do one of these three: green tea, black tea, or the turmeric tea. You're gonna try this tea? Good choice. I'll have someone come over and steep this for you, and we can go ahead and get started with choosing what type of Beatles look you want. So, okay. Yeah, they'd like this tea. If you could just make it up. Cool. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So they're going to be doing that. And now we are going to choose which Beatles haircut you would like. So I have some references. They come in the form of these albums that we have around the salon here. So I guess their earliest looking kind of get is the mop top look. well, technically the earliest look is their teddy boy look, but it's kind of out of style, not really that iconic, so we usually go with more of the traditional Beatles looks, but there are some variations of them, as you will see. So you could do these traditional mop head looks. So, and each Beatle has their own kind of variation too within their hairstyle, which goes even more divergent as they grow apart. But you have George right here, which is you have the bangs and then the long on the sides and back. So his is overall short up front, long in the back. I believe that's a motorcycle outside. It's a new adventure every day here at the salon. But you have his short up front, longer in the back. And then this John here, you don't really have the straight across bangs like George does. You have very much so the swoop to the side. Again, longer on the sides, but the longer on the sides are more one length, whereas George is kind of more like curtain. That Ringo is 100% just straight across bowl head bangs and very straight on the sides. Very cut, kind of like George's, but George is more kind of fringed. Ringo's is very much more straight, like he's wearing a bullet helmet. And then Paul's is very kind of messier, a little bit more ragged edges. Everything's kind of a bit more one length, except the back is a bit longer. So those are your options for 4 Beatles if you do decide to choose this era. And then again, I have some pictures on the back here for further reference if you decide to choose this era. And now the second one we have here is going to be well, the second one we had here was Revolver, but this era is very similar to Rubber Soul, so we probably won't do that. Because if you just choose an option like in the Rubber Soul era, it's more than likely going to be similar enough to the Revolver era. So third one we have is their Sgt. Pepper's. Now I know you have some facial hair too. You came with a lot of hair on your face, head, and facial hair. So we can pretty much style both the hair and facial hair accordingly to each Beatles look. Now here's our Sgt. Pepper era. Again, like I said, a bit more facial hair. This era is a bit more cleaned up than some of their later eras because honestly, the whole like long hair hippie look that they had during Abbey Road and Let It Be is kind of what you already have already. So I wouldn't really touch that if you are going for that look. But of course, if you're going for an earlier look, kind of cleaning it up a little bit, these are the kind of styles you'd want. So we have George Harrison here. Harrison. His hair is kind of very similar to that, except it is grown out and kind of swooshed in the back here. So it'd be kind of like, I'd brush it very much like this once I cut your hair to kind of give it that wind blown look. You have Paul here, which is even less messy than his Rubber Soul look. It's very cut across right here and very bullet head helmet hair. So very clean on the sides, and George has a bit of a handlebar mustache, whereas Paul just kind of has a regular mustache, kind of parted to each side there. Over here, John Lennon, he doesn't have the straight across, he has a very similar cut to McCartney, but instead of the straight across bangs like Paul has, he has more like the natural messy bangs on sides, and he also has sideburns too. So if you want, I could leave the sideburns, kind of trim up your beard. And he also has a mustache, but his mustache is more handlebar-y than Paul's, but it doesn't go all the way down like George's. So I could do that for you. And then Ringo's here, very much kind of like Paul's, except his is kind of swooshed to the side here, and then kind of flicked out the back here. So I'd, again, brush your hair like that. Similar to George, but only at the very end, not starting all the way up here. And again, his facial hair is probably most similar to John's. So we have those options for you. Okay, so which one do you think appeals to you? Again, I would just break it down more as Rubber Soul era, Sgt. Pepper era. So which of those two do you think you prefer? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Sgt. Pepper, especially if you want to keep some sort of facial hair. So you good at that? Okay, cool. Now, would you want John, Paul, George, or Ringo for your inspiration as a look? Again, refresher. George has a very messy hairstyle, like a handlebar mustache. Paul is more the straight across, bullet head, helmet hair. John is the hair with some sideburns and mustache, and Ringo is more of like the swoop and then kind of comes out the back. You want to go with helmet hair? Paul? Okay, cool. Awesome. Oh, they came back with your tea, so okay. Yeah, thanks. So here's your tea. Smells very good. Smells very fruity. So this is what you wanted, right? The green tea with the pomegranate raspberry. Okay, yeah, cool. So here you go. I'll just set this with you. You can feel free to take a sip anytime. On the topic, I am kind of getting hungry, so just checking. Do you want some complimentary snacks too? Well, mainly our only option that we have is some popcorn. I'm gonna take a little bite because I'm starving. So popcorn is very good. You sure you don't want to? Okay. So this one. Okay. So let's get started. So you wanted, just confirm, you wanted Paul here, right? On my hair? Cool. Okay, I'll leave this out as my reference. Right there. Okay, so first I'm going to start with your hair. So I'm going to start by brushing it out with this hairbrush here. You have very long hair. How long did it take you to grow this out? That is a really long time. Okay. Cool. Okay. So right now I'm just gonna kind of start at the bottom, cut some of this extra stuff off, and then start coming through and snipping. I'll do the comb a bit later. This will come in handy for facial hair, but okay. I'm gonna just kind of comb and then snip. Okay. Kind of Some bangs there. And then just cut right across your head here. Okay. One more time, cut on the sides. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna brush some of the extra hair off. Cool. Okay. Sweet. So I kind of got that done. Now I'm just gonna kind of clean up the edges with a little bit of a snip. I got most of the hair off. I'm just gonna do some of the fine tuning here, and then next we'll address your facial hair. Sound good? Okay, cool. Okay. I think that's actually good. I think we did something there. Snack break. Yeah. I think that's good. Pretty similar. Similar enough. Okay. Next, we're going to do the facial hair. I'm going to start by brushing out your beard and mustache, snipping away the beard, having like a close cut because we don't have razors around here. It's just a rule. Don't know why. It's just kind of a thing established. Sorry about that. But I'll get as close cut as I can to the skin. I'll be very careful. And then I'll just sort of brush out your facial hair because Paul's mustache separates like this. So I'll make sure to brush out one side and brush out the other side. Is that good? Sound good? Sweet. Okay. So I'm just gonna brush out the mustache here. Okay. And then the beard. Off the beard. It's a long beard. Okay, I'm just gonna grab the bottom and snip it off. Cool. Put that over there. And now let me start getting close cuts to there. I'm going to finish by brushing it off to the side. There we go. Now the other side. Perfect. Beautiful. I think I did a pretty good job. Awesome. Well, I'm gonna calculate the total for you. That would be due at the front desk over there. So let's see. Haircut. See, Paul Sergeant Pepper would be that much. Plus beard and mustache. And then oh yeah, tea, any type of snack was on the house, so that does not factor into the price. So, yep. Okay. Yeah, your total is only gonna be about $50 even. So it's pretty good, yeah, for a specialty haircut like this. Cool. Yeah, so right over at the front desk, she'll be there to check you out whenever you're ready. And thank you again for coming in today. It was a pleasure cutting your hair.